Hi, this is ArufuPonics. Hope you're all doing well. Just a little bit of a quick update on the system. As some of you might remember, I had a sort of shade net improvised filter to try and clean up my water. I sort of adjusted that a little bit. What you're seeing here is my settler. So I have the overflow coming down from the solid circuit outlet. Then I have it into a super wide circular inflow. That's because the more surface area you get, the slower the flow is over it. So it's done that. I realized you'll probably hear it. It's quite a bit of noise, so I figured, okay, well, why don't we do a bit of a check on top of that, and it just flows below it. It seems to work just fine. And so what I have is, this actually works pretty well. It captures, I'm going to go ahead and say 90%, a little bit more than 90% maybe of the solids. That gets pumped over into the bioreactor by airlift once every day. And then this surplus mass from here, which has already been churned over all night, overflows into the system, and that keeps going. The outflow from the settler actually goes now into this sort of pre-filter that I have. I have a coarse filter material that goes all the way down, so I have a lot of surface area that water then travels through, overflows into the backplane, and returns back. And I've made it so that all of the modular grow bits that I have, instead of flowing back down into well, let's call them individual sump tanks, but instead of flowing down directly into those, they're still connected by siphon, by the way. However, I have them return back into the backplane return, just because it's surprisingly more quiet now. I mean, I almost don't hear it anymore. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I also have the advantage of, even if I have 2 or 3 of the grow beds draining simultaneously, I don't get to a point where the siphoning can't keep up with the actual flow of water trying to get back to the sump tank. Now that I'm using the backplane, I can flow how many times a minute I want. I can take all of that. It's not an issue at all. Whoops, a quick look in the garden. Let me just zoom out a little bit so you can see it. So my small balcony garden at this point is essentially a small wall of greenery, as you can see, which fits me just fine. Everything is doing really well. I've been cutting stuff back so that I can actually walk on my own balcony here, but everything's doing really well. I started harvesting my first cucumbers. Tomatoes are right around the corner. Got lots of tomatoes coming. Yeah, it won't be too long with those, I suspect. Leaf celery, been cutting back. Basil, my poor parsley is sort of not doing very well with the heat these days, so it's probably gone on for about as long as it can. Everything else is coming along really nicely. The beans that I have here, I think it's probably about time that I take those down. Usually they don't last for more than a couple of months once we get close to the hotter seasons, but they come out pretty nice. Taste really good, actually. Been quite happy with it. Been putting those in all sorts of cold noodle dishes that we've been doing here in the summertime. Unfortunately, a lot of these are pea or green peppers. Obviously, they're somewhat in the shade from the tomato plants. Wasn't quite the intention, but they'll get there eventually. There's a couple of them actually, but on the other side, it's just a little hard to see from here, which is the side that turns towards the sun when it goes over. Morning sun goes over. We're now at 6 p.m. So it sort of goes behind the buildings, and that's about as much as I get on the day. But yeah, I mean, tomatoes is gonna come in a lot this time around. I didn't have a lot last year, but this time around, I mean, they're gonna be absolutely everywhere. So there's gonna be a lot of pruning that I need to do, simply because it's so packed. Because you don't need to worry about the nutrients getting to the roots, because obviously there's, you know, submerged in the nutrients. But you do get a problem where, you know, you end up with all the tomato plants with so much foliage that it blocks out the sun, essentially, which is nice for me on my balcony. But if you have plants behind them, you got to cut it back just a little bit, or you're going to end up being outgrown on your own balcony. But yeah, having a good time with this so far. This is all doing pretty well. Hope you all are too. I'll be doing a few more updates over the summertime. Hopefully I'll be doing a little bit on dishes and what we do with all the tomatoes and things that we're doing. These days I'm well into baking my own pizzas and the filling for that. Obviously we get lots of basil, but also chisel. And yeah, green peppers, tomatoes and so on. It's just a lovely feeling on it. We do have some Swiss chard as well. We use it instead of something like kale, or instead of spinach, essentially. We have some watermelon as well. Don't know if that's gonna, you know, get anywhere this year around, but definitely gonna let it do its thing. We also have a lemon tree that for the first time has actually had a flower. Really sweet smelling, by the way. So let's see how that goes. We also have pumpkin. These are pumpkins. I'm gonna go ahead and let it grow along the sides here, just because it's the only place I have room for it. We have one growing a little bit on the outside, another watermelon plant sort of trying to escape here, I see. There we go, it's down here, hidden behind. It's not really growing too well, to be honest. Not sure why that is. Maybe some of the tomato plants are shading it too much. And then my yucca tree. So last year the typhoon hit us about right after actually it set flowers. So I had 3 yucca, maybe 4. So this year around they are gonna be absolutely everywhere. I mean, there's so much yucca growing this year that I'm not gonna know quite what I'm gonna be doing with it. Hopefully we'll figure out something other than just drinks. But we'll see how it goes. This has been Alf from ArufuPonics. Hope you're all having a wonderful growing season and enjoying your summer as much as I am. Have a good one and stay safe out there. Cheers.